So there's been a lot of online chatter over the last couple of years about the peptide BPC-157. Some people swear by it while others say that it doesn't work. So in this video, I'm going to try my best to eliminate as much confusion as I possibly can by going over three main points: what it is and how it works, the risk versus benefit ratio, and important sourcing information. And make sure you watch till the end because my last point is one of the most important. So BPC-157, or body protective compound 157, is a synthetic peptide. It's bioidentical to a gastric protein that your body makes naturally in small amounts. This protein helps to protect and repair gut lining tissues due to the high acidic environment. Now, scientists discovered a small segment of this large gastric protein, the 157 sequence, that had a lot of promising regenerative properties, and thus was born BPC-157. So mechanism-wise, BPC-157 helps to heal by increasing angiogenesis, or the formation of new blood vessels, reducing inflammation, supporting collagen and tendon repair, and healing the gut lining. Meaning you can either inject it locally to a painful spot, or you can actually take it orally to help heal your gut if you have gut issues. Now, the risks versus the benefits. So BPC-157 is still considered research grade. That just means there are limited large-scale human trials on BPC-157. However, there is still tons of data to support its efficacy. Now, a lot of the benefits are what I've previously stated: increased blood flow to help bring healing properties to damaged areas, reduced inflammation, gut lining healing, and joint repair. Now, I've talked to people on both sides of the road, people that don't think it works and others that say they swear by it. I knew one gentleman in particular who had shoulder pain for years. He had undergone several surgeries, physical therapies, and nothing seemed to work. He decided to give BPC-157 a try, and less than a month later, his shoulder was pain-free and he had full functionality of his shoulder. The great thing about BPC-157 is the risks are generally low. The main ones are headache and dizziness, and that could be due to dosing, so you can cut back on the dose, and a lot of times those are eliminated. But, of course, there are limited long-term human trials, so the long-term effects of BPC-157 are still unknown. However, due to the nature of the peptide, I don't foresee there being any major risks to long-term use. Because it's fairly a newer treatment, it is still important to use BPC-157 under the guidance of a healthcare practitioner. Now, my last point, and arguably my most important point, is sourcing. Where you get your peptide from actually matters. A lot of people want to take the cheap route, and they go online and they find a cheap alternative to BPC-157 rather than getting it from a clinic or a credible healthcare provider. Any peptide, for that matter, from a random online vendor can be contaminated, diluted, or even mixed with unknown fillers to give it more fluff to make you think you're getting more bang for your buck. If you do decide to undergo treatment using a peptide, you want to make sure it comes from a legitimate pharmacy or an accredited lab that actually provides certificates of analysis, sterile manufacturing, verified peptide purity, and proper storage and transportation conditions. The difference between pharmacy grade and black market, if you will, peptides side by side is night and day. BPC-157 is a fascinating peptide that delivers real results, but like anything in the wellness space, quality, safety, and guidance actually matter. If you want more information or breakdowns on different peptides, treatments, wellness, and aesthetics, make sure you follow along. Book your BPC-157 consultation and treatment today in the link, and we'll see you for your BPC-157 appointment.